Hello everyone, my name is Mr. Vosters, and in this video we are going to be adding some windows and doors to our house here in Revit. So this is part of a introduction to Revit series that I've been doing lately. So if you haven't watched the previous parts, please go back and watch those. We are going to, this should be like our finished product here. So we're going to spend some time adding different families of doors and windows and kind of positioning them around our house. So let's jump right in. This is our house file kind of as we left it in the last video. This is going to be our finished product. I'm just going to save that real quick. And then we're going to jump back here. This one, I did have to use a lot of the pictures that we got from Zillow to kind of figure out what types of doors, what types of windows, the height of the windows, the height of the doors, that sort of thing. So I did reference a lot of these photos to help kind of guess what some of our dimensions are as far as these windows and doors are concerned. So these may not be exactly true to reality, but we're going to do our best to approximate this design. So where we can start is on our L1 for our floor plan. If we actually go to any of our walls and we kind of hover our mouse over it, we should be able to right click, then go to override graphics and view, go to by category, click it, and then we're going to make all of our walls, since we selected category, this should make all of the walls in our L1 floor plan transparent. And the reason we do that is now we can actually see where these windows are placed, which will be very helpful to us. If we wanted to, we could go ahead and go into L2 and do the same. So we'll just right click on one of our walls, go to override graphics and view by category, go to like 50% transparency, click OK. And now we can see all of those windows show up. We've got some doors as well. So that should really help us again with the positioning. So right away when we're looking at L1, we've got, let's pull up the pictures here. We've got a bunch of windows in the front, especially on the top floor. We've also got some large windows on the main floor, the ground floor, and then we've got our garage doors and a entry door with looks like some glass glazing there. So let's just start loading in some windows. I'm not going to be too picky about the type of window it is, whether it's a casement or a fixed or double hung. I'm just trying to get the size approximately. We don't know what type of windows these are just by looking at them. So we'll just try to get ones that are approximately the same size and kind of the same shape. So I want to have nothing clicked on. So if you clicked on something like the image here, you can hit escape a few times. And from the architecture tab, you can go to window. So I have a reference sheet here that I'm kind of referencing with my different sizes. I went and figured those out ahead of time. So I'm just gonna kind of go through bit by bit. And on the first floor, we've got a 57 inch by 60 inch double window. So I think we can use our window casement double, but like I said, we need 57 inches by 60 inches. We don't see that here. So if we go to architecture window, I already clicked on that. So if we go back to modify place window, we can go to load family. And from here, we want to navigate to, well, you can just click down here in this folder, Imperial Library. It'll take you to this menu where you can click window, or this folder where you can click window. And then from window, we want to look for, we said window casement double. And if you click open, it'll give you the option to load in all these different sizes. And there's a few that we're going to want. So for double windows, we want to make sure we have, let's see, 57 by 60. We also want, let's see here, 57 by 60. Let's do I think just that, just 57 by 60 for now. If we need to load in any later, we can do that. Let's just overwrite the existing version. Here, I'm just going to use the existing subcomponent family that's in the project. And I applied that for all the different dialogues. So now that we've got it loaded in, we should see it in our menu here. If we click the drop down under window casement double, we should have 57 by 60. So this is going to be for our double windows. We should have one up here, and this one here, and this one here should all be that 57 by 60. So that's going to be the one on the first floor, which interestingly in the floor plan, it looks like a triple pane window or like a triple window, but in the image, it's actually just a double. So I'm just going to place it right there. And then, like I said, we also have it on L2. So this one was that size, as was this one. So if I jump back to the 3D view, you should see those kind of in place now. Again, those were 57 by 60. So that's good. Next, we'll go to this triple window that's over here on the bottom floor, on the first floor. So I go back to Revit. Now I want to select, I said 85 by 60. And that's going to be a triple window. We don't have any triple windows loaded, so we've got to go up to load family. And then we want to look for casement triple. And then for our triples, we're going to load 85 by 60. And let me just double check that we don't have any other triples we need. No, doesn't look like it. Click OK. Let's do this for all families. Use the existing subcomponents. And from L1, we should be able to place this. I want these to open outwards, so I'm just going to kind of place them accordingly. That looks good. So we're getting pretty close. Next, we've got these kind of smaller windows, slightly smaller. This one's kind of taller. It's very similar in height to this one, but not quite the same. This one's also a little bit shorter, but it is a double window. So that one we're going to use a 29 by 48. And then for this other one, let me go back to my example. I used 48 by 60 and 29 by 60. So let's just do the same. Actually, no, we want 29 by 48 and 48 by 48. So let's go back to our one we're working on here. Go to window, and I said 29 by 48 and 48 by 48. So the one was a double, casement double, so 48 by 48 is what we're looking for. So let's load a new casement double. Here we go. Open. We said 48 by 48, like that. That's going to be for the one over here, I believe. Yep, the one over in this side, 48 by 48. So we'll go to L2, and we can place it accordingly. Next, we needed a single that was 29 by 48. So if I go to load family, we can load a new casement. Let's just do a single right. And then we're looking for 29 by 48 right here. I'll load that in. And then from here, I need my window back. There we go, 29 by 48. It's got it selected. And let's go ahead and place that right here. Okay, let's check it from the outside from our 3D view, and it's looking pretty good. The only problem that I'm seeing is all the tops of these are aligned, whereas in ours, the bottoms are aligned. So we actually need to raise these up a little bit. So we're going to go down to the properties and find head height. It's kind of near the bottom. We want to change that to 8. Oops, something happened there. So from here, again, I'm just selecting that, and then I'm going to change it to 8. You can click apply. It should kind of automatically apply. This one we're also going to change to 8. Click apply. Now the tops of these are all kind of aligned, just like in our actual design here. Let's go ahead and continue making windows while we're in kind of window mode. So from L1, we've got a few more windows here. We've got one on the side in our gathering room. That one looks like it is 29 by 60. So if I go back to my windows, I believe that is let's see if we can find that. So if we kind of look through it, that looks like it's a single. So 29 by 60. Let's find that. And looks like I need to load that. So let's go back to casements, single right, find 29 by 60, click OK. Make sure you've got it selected over here, and then we can place that. Okay, that one's where it needs to be. This one in the back, if we go all the way through our images, it'll have some pictures of the back of the house. There we go. This is going to be a triple that should match our front window that was a triple. This is a 29 by 60. No, this is 29 by 60s, these two. This is a 57 by 60. This one will do a 29 by 48. And then this one will do a 57 by 36. And here's kind of what I'm going off of. So let's jump back. And we said we were doing the triple on the ground floor. That would be a 85 by 60. So let's find our 85 by 60. Go ahead and place that one. Next up, we can do, we said this bottom floor one that's kind of over the sink. That was a 57 by 36, which means it was a double. So casement double, we want to find 57 by 36. We're going to have to load that one. So find window casement double, open, and then look for 57 by 36. There it is. Click OK. And we'll have to select it. 57 by 36. There we go. We'll have to adjust the head height on some of these, I believe, but we can do that later. So let's go up to L2, place some of these ones in the rear. First one is going to be, let's go back to our picture. We've got a 57 by 60. So let's find that, 57 by 60. That's going to be this one. Then we've got a couple of 29 by 60s. So 29 by 60, right there, there. And then we've got this kind of oddball that was 29 by 48 on the very end there. So I'll go back to your 3D view and kind of check those out. Let's spin around to the back in my view cube. And that looks pretty good so far. Let's double check the head heights. So they're all aligned at the top. So if I go back, we'll have to raise the head height of this one to 8 feet. Enter. Should bump it up. This one, we want to make sure the head height is 6 feet. This one should have a head height of 7 feet. So we're actually lowering this one down a little bit. And then if we go back, I think we missed one. We've got a window over here. That one is in the sitting room. So that's going to be a 29 by 60. So that'll be a single, place that one like that. Let's see, I think we missed a couple on the first floor too. We've got one in the mud room. The one in the mud room is 29 by 48, or at least these are all educated guesses, 29 by 48. And then we've also got one in the garage, and we'll do that one as a 29 by 60. Okay, so we've got just about everything placed. We can kind of rotate around our house, and already it's looking pretty good now that we've got those windows in there. It does make it look much more like a house. Okay, so that's your windows. Next, let's move on to our doors. So we've got a number of doors that we can see. We've got this sliding glass door. It's kind of looks a little bit funky there. Not sure what's going on. Maybe that's just a screen door that's kind of slid halfway. We're going to just make that like a double door, sliding door. And then from the front of the house, if I go all the way back, bear with me here, the front door is kind of half glass, half wooden. And then you've got your garage doors, obviously. One of them is like a double garage door, the other is a single garage door. So we'll add those. And then once we finish those, we'll go to our interior doors. The interior doors are mostly just white, 2 panels with black handles. And that's pretty much the theme all the way throughout the house. Some of these are a little bit different, like these ones for the office. I believe they have like a glass pane. And if I keep going, we can see that, yeah, they've got like a glass kind of opening there, at least from what I can tell. Maybe not. That might be solid. We're just going to make it glass to keep it interesting. And then for some of these, like once we get upstairs, you can see some of these are pocket doors. This looks like a pocket door. I believe the walk-in closet has a pocket door. There's some openings where there's actually no door. It's just kind of a cutout. Here you can see that again. Here's the pocket doors for the walk-in closet. There's the pocket door for the, I believe it's the sitting room or the bathroom. Can't quite tell. And I think if I went back to the floor plan, we could probably tell. Let's go back there. Yeah, here. Yeah, you can see the walk-in closet and the bathroom do have pocket doors. The sitting room just has that opening there. The linen closet is going to use kind of a smaller door. This hallway bathroom uses a pocket door. The closets are going to use sliding doors, which actually does not match. The floor plan shows sliding doors. However, the actual closets themselves, when you look, they look like they're just kind of swinging doors. They don't look like, here, this does not look like a sliding door to me based on the hinges and the handles of the doors. So, anyways, just to keep it a little bit more user friendly, probably a better design for this to be a sliding door, anyways. So, I'm going to use sliding doors. We've got a number of different size doors, so I'll kind of create those as I go. Let's start with the front of the house. So from our 3D view, we can see, let's save the project if you haven't done that lately. We're going to add I have Windows selected. Let's hit escape to get out of that. We're going to put our front door down here. We'll add some garage doors in a minute. So let's go back to L1. From the architecture tab, select door. And then we're going to have to load a family, I believe. I don't think they have the type we want. They don't. So let's go to load family, get out of the Windows folder. So you can either go down to Imperial Library, which will get you out of that Windows folder, or you can scroll down to doors, double click, and then we're looking for residential, I believe. So we're going to use actually an exterior door. The closest one is probably this one. It's not an exact replica, obviously, but it will do the job. Now, if you were really trying to recreate this, one thing that you can do is search online. There are a lot of good websites that will have doors, windows, other objects you can use in Revit. One is, I believe, bimobject.com or something like that. Revit City is another one where you can get a lot of different assets for the for Revit. So I'm just going to use the default Revit objects that they've got provided here. So door exterior, single entry, half flat glass. We'll click open. We're going to use a, let's see, 36 by 96 door. So it's going to be a pretty tall, pretty wide door. And I like that for our front entry. It looks like it's pretty close to what they're using too. That opening almost matches exactly. I do want this swinging inwards, so you want to be careful when you're placing it that it does swing inwards. Once I'm happy with the location, I can click to place it. If you did accidentally, so I just hit escape a few times to get out of the door placement. If you did accidentally place it the wrong way, you can easily just click these little reverse arrows to kind of flip it. You can have it swing out, but I want it swinging in, and I want it swinging that door against the wall, just so it kind of saves me some space like they have it designed here. So if I go back to my 3D view, we can see we've got our door. It's this nice cherry color. However, that does not really match our door on our design. So if I jump back here, we can see it's kind of just like a black painted door. So we can modify ours to look the same. All we need to do is click on the door, go to edit type, and then you could just go ahead and modify all of these settings. But I don't want to change that cherry door, so I'm going to duplicate it. And then instead of 36 inch by 96, I'm going to do 36 inch by 96 black. So I'll click OK. Now we've got a duplicated item for that door. And now we can go ahead and change all of these spots where it says cherry to, let's just change them to black plastic. It's not really a plastic door, but we just want that kind of appearance of the black plastic. We'll leave the glazing as glass. We'll change the frame to black. So I'm just going through one by one, changing anything that's cherry to black. And again, we got to do that for a few different items. Click OK. And it looks kind of transparent, which is odd. Could it just be the view mode I'm in? Yeah, if I go to realistic, it does show it. But if I go to shaded or something, it is like see-through. And I think there's a quick fix for that. So if I just click on it, go to edit type, go to the panel material, and then under shading, if I click use render appearance, I think that will fix it. I'm not sure why it's transparent. Like transparency is set to 0. So if I click OK, it looks like that does take care of it. So now even if I'm in shaded or textures, it's a solid black door. I suppose if you wanted, you could change the door frame to be white. Maybe I'll do that because that's kind of how it is in our house. Let's just do that real quick. All right, so let's click on the door, edit type, the frame material. If we want it to be white, we can just search for white. We should have white cladding. So click OK, and there we go. Now it looks a little bit more like our house here. Okay, so that's your front door. That's looking pretty good. Let's just rotate it around. Yeah, I like the look of that. From here, we can add our garage doors next. So let's go back to L1, click on door. I don't think they have any garage doors loaded. So we can click load family. Look for garage door. We don't want any of these. These, I don't think we're gonna like the way they look. Let's go up a level. And then from here we want, actually maybe I lied. I think we do want the embossed panel door. That looks kind of like, looks like it's got these panels. They're kind of like it looks almost like a black wood stain, or it's probably some kind of composite material, maybe aluminum or something. So let's click embossed panel, open, and then we want to choose the larger one, 192 by 84. We want that placed kind of right over top of ours. You want those dashed lines kind of on the inside, I believe. And then for the single garage, we will place it over here. So let's just check out the 3D view. Interestingly enough, this one is cherry. This one is, I don't know, some other, it looks like it's ivory paint on steel. And this one is cherry. We're going to change both of those to be black because I did try looking for like a seamless appearance for this to kind of match it, but didn't have a lot of luck. You can certainly try on your own. I'm just going to make it black just to keep it simple. So I'll go to edit type, I'll duplicate this, and then I'll just rename it 192 by 84 black. I'll change everything that's cherry to black. I'm just going to choose our black plastic. Again, maybe that's not the best, but it'll do the job. So I gotta do this a few times. It does get a little bit tedious, but it's relatively quick to do. And now it shows up as black. We'll do that for our smaller garage door as well. Make sure you're duplicating this item before you change anything. We're gonna change it from that ivory finish to black. So I'm just gonna keep doing that. And there we have it. So it's looking pretty good. If I change to realistic, we can see we do have those panels on there. And in my opinion, it's looking pretty good. We've got our windows, we've got our exterior doors. Let's go ahead and do our sliding door in the back. So we're going to go to L1, go back to doors. We'll need to find a sliding door. So go to load family. And then we want to look for exterior. Do we have any here? Let's go back one. Double sliding right here should actually work pretty good. You could choose double sliding or double glass. I'm going to choose double sliding because it is a sliding door. For the sliding door, let's choose 72 by 84. Let's see how that looks. So that looks like the right width. It's about matching up. So I should be able to place it once I kind of get it where I want. Hit escape a few times, go to our 3D view, and let's have a look. It looks pretty good. It does have this cherry finish again, which is a little bit annoying that none of these are kind of how I want, but not the end of the world. In our actual design, it does look like it's kind of just black for the panel material. So let's go ahead and change that. And for the trim, I think we want that black as well. I should probably double check this, which I'll do now. So I go all the way to the end. It's got a white frame. Everything else, though, is just black. That's going to be good enough for us. The next thing we'll need to do is all of our interior doors. And this video is getting pretty long, so I think I'm actually going to stop it there. And we'll do our interior doors in the next video. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in that next video.